right. Well, while we wait for that oil and water to settle, let's go ahead and do some math. We are inside of our lesson 4 packet. You should have this side filled out already, the mathematical language section. That's going to be really important in our math today. We need to make sure that we realize to get the percent of change, we just need to make a fraction with the difference between two numbers that we're working with on the top and the original number on the bottom. And remember, a fraction is just a division problem. Okay, you should have already checked mark one of these. Will oil mix with water? Will oil rise to the top or sink to the bottom? I'm going to check all of them because I don't want to give the answer away. So you should only have one checked. Let's look at number 1. What is the total amount of liquid in the bottle after pouring in all the oil? Well, like I said obnoxiously several times in the last video, we started with 100 milliliters of water and we added 10 milliliters of oil. So that obviously equals 110 milliliters of total liquid. Oh, look at me. I'm being silly. I spelled that wrong. Liquid. Now, I want to make sure that you know that we need to write down where we got our sum here. So make sure that you're writing out the steps. Don't just put 110. We want to know how it was 110. And that's important for all of these questions. We want to know how you got to the answer. That's important. Anyway, okay, moving on. I'm blabbering now. Number 2, what percent of the liquid is water? What percent of the liquid is water? Well, a percent can be written in fraction form. We know this. So let's go ahead and figure out our fraction. We're going to put the whole or the total on the bottom of the fraction, right? Because it's part over whole. So the whole that we started with was 100. We added 10, so that is 110. So that goes on the bottom, 110. The part is the liquid, which is 100. So we know that 100 milliliters of the 110 milliliters is water. Now, if we remember from our math antics video, we could use multiplication to figure this out because of means to multiply. So 100 of 110, you could multiply that. And you would need to change it into a percent. But we're just going to divide because I really like that video from Numbers Rock, you know, where you divide the numerator by the, well, I won't sing it to you because you don't need that in your life. So we're going to divide 110 by 100. Well, we know that doesn't fit, so we have to add our decimal point followed by a 0. And 110 goes into 1,000 9 times. I know this because 9 times 110 would be 990. I'm going to subtract that. I'm going to get 10. So I have to add another 0, drop that down. I get 100. Well, 110 doesn't go into 100, so that's a 0. 0 times 110 is 0. Subtract that. Now I get 100. I have to add another 0. All right. So 110 goes into 1,000 9 times. 9 times 110 is 990. Subtract that, and I'm going to get 10. And then I have to add another 0. Whoop. 110 doesn't go into 100, so that's a 0. All right, you get the point, right? This is just going to repeat 90, 90, 90. We're never going to get to a remainder of 0. So this is our answer, but we have to turn this into a percent. How do you do that? We always just have to move our decimal point 2 places to the right. So this equals 90.9%, or you could just round it to 91%. So 100 over 110 equals 91% of liquid is water. There we go. So I'm going to leave you alone to work on number 3. What percent of the liquid is oil? Now, I know you're smart and you could probably just subtract 91% from 100% to get 9%, but that's fine. You still need to show what your fraction would be and how you would get to 9%. So do that and then go to your next slide.